Three ASX stocks are shaping up for explosive moves as US-Iran peace talks collapse, with US blocking the Strait of Hormuz. But timing these stocks will mean the difference between winning and losing, and we've got you covered with our signature playbook, so get ready as we break down the key levels and insights, backed by Australia's leading government-accredited share trading education and supported by major media outlets Australia-wide. I am Philip Tortevsky, joined by senior analyst Pedro Banales, and we are Wealth Within. Good evening, mate.
Good evening, Phil. It looks like headlines are moving pretty fast these days, so a lot to unpack here.
Yep, looks like the energy play is back on, and that's what we're going to be diving right into. So let's get straight into our first stock, Pedro. Now, this one is Firefly Metals, a stock we haven't covered, I believe, on the show yet. It's a gold and copper explorer and development story aiming to build a high-grade copper mine. Now, what's interesting about obviously what you just said a second ago was the blocked Strait of Hormuz by the US. Peace talks or ceasefire talks are in real danger. They've basically capitulated, and so right now, as we've seen the trend go on with markets, is the second the market sniffs out that war is on or war is escalating, energy is the focus, and also the precious metals come into focus. So this one is gold and copper, as mentioned. But when we go to the chart, this is where things get really interesting for me. Let's go to that monthly chart, and I've highlighted this level at $2.20 or $2.40, whatever, something like that, $2.24. That is the level for me that is of most significance and has been for literally 10 years, if not more, or 17 years. You can see that when the market broke below, it had struggled to get through a $2.30 since 2010. And so we tested it back then in March, had another go in August 2020. And I just want to point you to how the market got to that point. You can see really sharp spike into the level and then immediate capitulation taking out those previous lows. The second time, big spike into the level, instant sell-off by sellers going right under it, and then we get the formation of those that lower market structure. This time, things look a little bit different. Although we don't have that huge acceleration or blow-off move into this level, it's been a lot more structured. It's respected a momentum line. In fact, we've seen it touch the momentum back in March and really see buying through April. This is obviously the month of April. And it hasn't really pulled away significantly following the touch of that level. So to me, it looks like this market is trying to gravitate and hold above that $2.23, which could put it in a position that this is the time we finally break through this level. And if we do, then boy, there is a lot of upside to be had with this stock. I would say potentially getting back into that $6 region is a target. Perhaps even touching those IPO levels, which are somewhere around that $4, is another target, which lends itself to a lot of upside for this stock, almost about 100% odd upside, if it can hold and break through this level. But the reason it's flagged today is because it is at such a crucial level, and $2.30 is the marker to watch very closely. On that weekly chart, there are a few other things going on for me, but again, really assembling a beautiful trend. You can see that we are accelerating away a little bit, which is always, I guess, nice to see to some degree, but you don't want to see full-blown acceleration, which we are moving on a bit of a steeper gradient than that previous run. We are longer also on that run, meaning buyers are participating at higher prices, and we found a nice little base where sellers have come and tested it into where the buying really got significant. I mean, look how strong that bar was through there. That's what they came back to test. Now we've shot out again. So, and mind you, doing it on huge volume, on the biggest volume this stock's ever had. So there are a lot of things pointing up to why this time could be different. I mean, have a look at that. Each time it ran through to that $2.30, no volume through there, a little bit on that previous run. This time it's significantly different, as you can see. So potentially some big things coming out of Firefly. I think it's got to take out that $2.30 level as marked, but the way it's lining up and the week we've had so far this week is very, very bullish. So just bear that in mind and keep a close watch on this one, because it could present short, medium, and long-term opportunities. I think, Pedro, you're probably going to say, Phil, stop talking. You've taken everything I can say on this stock. But anything else you want to add?
All I can do is give the thumbs up or thumbs down at this stage.
Sorry, mate.
You're all right. You're all right. Look, this is a company. I'll just say some interesting facts about Firefly. While they're an Australian listed company, they're actually developing a mine in Canada, copper and gold. And I like that they have both copper and gold together in their arsenal, because I mean, gold is trending up, as everybody knows, but copper is as well, and copper's expected to have a shortfall of 30% by 2035. So they're well positioned to capitalize off that and also supply, hopefully, the American market, if they can get their relationship strong with America. So what I like about Firefly in the technicals is that it has these pullbacks of around that 50% and then just shoots off again. And it's quite predictable, the pattern. If you know how to read technicals on the chart, then you can do very well by trading this stock. It very much is a trading stock. And it's had that pullback now of 38%, almost 40%, and it's off again. So this could be the precipice of that next rise up. And it's done it in that same zigzag motion that it did back in 2025. So yeah, I like it. I think that it's not very nice for trading. You can eke out profit in the meantime, or it's one that also trends quite nicely if you want to hold on to it and maybe use something on the monthly to manage your trades. But if it does break above that $3, yeah, this one could go flying.
Yeah, and I think just to add on top, given we're at on that fundamental conversation, this one has really strong cash reserves. I mean, on last quarter, they don't quote me on this, but they might have doubled. So they're definitely well up. So it's another company that, when you're talking about, as you know, Pedro, explorers and developers, the more cash available to fund these projects is crucial to get through, to those next stages to really give that share price appreciation, which is vital. But let's move on now to our next stock, which is Tamboran Resources. Now, I'll bring that one up on the screen. And Pedro, given I took the previous one, what do you think of this? Because this is another one when we're talking about, you mentioned Canada earlier. This one's trying to build Australia's version of the US shale gas production, which is very interesting in light of where we are right now with the whole oil story.
It definitely is. And shale is what's actually shot America into the forefront of oil production. It's basically, going into the rocks, there's oil deposits inside rocks, and being able to extract those out. So they actually have to go in with something like a straw, basically metal straw, and break the rocks and extract the oil out of that. And by having that innovation, they were able to extract so much more oil than in a traditional way. So if this company is able to do that here in Australia, it will definitely help out, especially at the Bowser, where we're struggling at the moment. But technically, this has shot off above that $2.25. It's now come back and having a retest, which is great. This actually could present a second chance opportunity to those who have missed that initial run. So let's expand the monthly chart out and have a look what's happened. So it IPO'd back here in 2021, and as most IPOs, they fail. So that's something that we always suggest to maybe, when a company IPOs, just sit back and wait until there's a little bit more data before you get involved, because 71% down, you wouldn't have been in a good situation, and basically you're riding out this long-term momentum for quite a while and not really receiving anything. So now it has looked like it's bottom. It's found support at this nice little support level of 10 cents, and anybody that is doing our courses or that is well versed in technical analysis knows that that's a very significant turning point and a reversal here on the chart. Now it's forming higher highs, higher lows. It's trending quite nicely, and it's broken above all this congestion over here at around that 25 cents. So the fact that it's coming back and retesting that is actually quite promising, and it looks like it came back to fill that gap on the weekly. So I like when stocks do that. It means that it can come back to a more sustained trend, like it did back here. That was a little bit more sustainable, just nice and sustained upswings. We do have more volume on the breakouts, which is great. It might be coming back to this natural trend at around that 22 cents, or it could actually be accelerating. So this is something to watch out for. It actually could just accelerate from this trend that it's started back here, and also coincides with that that support level around that 24 really to 25 cents. So this is the critical time to be watching this. and you can tell that it's becoming more volatile and a lot more volume. You can just see that the volume is pointing to the upside, meaning that there's more involvement, and that's welcome because this is quite an illiquid stock. You can see that these bars don't look like something like we usually present. Just going back to the example of Firefly Metals, just to give everybody a point of view of those bars, they look quite different to this one. It means that it's not so liquid. But the fact that volume is increasing, it means more participants. It means that you can get out at a better price. So definitely one to watch, early stages, but plenty of gains to be made from Tamboran.
Yeah, I just want to go to my chart and I guess not skip over the importance of that 24 cent level, because you can see that since 2022 November now, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts at trying to take that level out, and it hasn't. And now we have on the flip side of that. And again, what you're saying here is so important. If you are looking to understand those patterns that Pedro's talking about, a really nice introduction is this book, How to Beat the Managed Funds by 20%. It is free, you just have to pay the shipping. The link is in the description in this video. But if you do want to truly get into the nitty gritty, learn those patterns to their full extent and full power, also learn how to sell. I'm seeing a lot of questions and comments in the comment section about, I've bought this stock, you guys have looked at it, how do I sell or when do I sell? Now, if you want to learn how to sell properly, that is what we're experts at. Go and check out the website, wealthwithin.com.au. Look at the Diploma of Share Trading and Investment. It is government accredited. I keep saying you won't find another one like it. Just speaks to the level of information and education you will receive. So yeah, if you're asking those questions, please go check the website out, because unless you know how to sell, then buying means nothing until you lock in a profit. But let's now move on to our next stock, which is Beetaloo Energy Australia. Now, this one on the charts, Pedro, is an interesting stock because it is probably, one of the smaller cap ones. It is an execution-focused gas developer trying to get to production quickly. And the chart, has been one of that story of, stocks that moving through phases and seeing a lot of speculation. I mean, you can see by the nature of price action, this has not been a growth stock, hasn't been a company that has, moved higher and higher, been able to show that share price appreciation over long term. Nevertheless, we're coming off this really huge basing out pattern after a significant sell-off, and we are coming into, again, huge volume. So, it's important to recognize, and I'll get your thoughts on this as well, but sometimes when you look at a stock like this, you think, oh, it's forever going to do this. And it may just be the timing. It may just be where the stock is in its growth. It may just be that now it's ready. It may be that there's a catalyst out there that is very favorable for this stock. It's in the right place at the right time. And when you see the huge volume come in like never before, well, that's got to ask questions, and also the space that it's in, given the situation we're in right now with the underlying macro environment. You look at this and you go, okay, it's starting to become interesting. And where it gets even more interesting is that 24 cent level, a level that had been resistance for quite a while, is now support. We've recently tested it. We've popped on up. We're moving in trend, which is also really nice to see. And I can show you that with the momentum, sustainable trend, respecting levels. Now, logic says the next move up is to around that 41, 42 cents, I would expect, as we continue to go higher. And that actually presents, from today, quite a decent opportunity, around 40-odd%. The real test will be here at 42 cents. So for those more maybe short to medium term, because the unfoldings on the weekly chart for me, really, if it comes back into this range at 28, that is doing classical technical unfolding or price action. If it bounces through here and now reverses back up, again, stuff we teach, but there is something specific about this. And once we get through 41 cents, if we do to 42 cents, then I think there's a very real chance it goes back and tests and fills his gap at around 73.80 cents, which then takes it to another important level near that IPO price, somewhere through there. So potentially now we're coming out of a big accumulation phase for this one, a lot more sustained than jittery, not really spiky or jittery like in the past. Massive volume in trend. What are your thoughts, mate?
Oh yeah, this one I think has huge potential if they can get it right, and they're the largest holder of land in the Beetaloo Basin, which is in northern Territory, not Northern Victoria, up near Darwin Way, and they're expertise is in oil and gas, and it's another shale play actually, that's uncovering more and more deposits. And I think that they're at a good precipice now to excel, especially with what's going on in the Middle East. So if you think 30 cents for a company with so much potential, if they can get it right, and especially if they start to export into Asia, then definitely they've got big potential. And the chart is showing that as well. Like you rightly said, the volume coming into it, that's what really gets me excited. Like that to me is really the fuel that's fueling these up moves. It's so important to be having a look at this volume, and the fact that it's increasing as these moves are increasing. That is the biggest canary in the coal mine to tell us that there's interest flowing into this company. So huge upside, 30 cents here. We've got 40 cents, and then potentially up to that dollar. Now, it would have been a totally different stock back here, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is somewhat of a backdoor listing, because it was on the market since 1997. But still, I mean, we have to factor in all the data on the chart. So a move up to that around that dollar, I think, could be on the cards, and that's where to really get that institutional interest coming into it. So for now, I think that if somebody's looking for a little bit of exposure, I wouldn't bet the house on it. But if you're looking for a bit of an exposure and for a growth type stock, then I think that this is a good one to be involved in.
All right, if you want more hot stock tips, check out our video, Hottest ASX Stocks to Own in April. Bye now.